Well, we're both her oldest sisters.
Yeah, of course.
She's the baby.
Helen was my mum, and this is her cancer story.
She was really, really well behaved. It's hard to believe that, I know.
Yeah. She was a good baby.
She was a really good baby. She was a really fun toddler.
We used to do all sorts of horrible things to her.
Dress her up,
Yeah.
make her sing on the table.
Yeah. Used to pull the spot down on her, and she'd do quite a few good routines.
And she was, because she was really sociable with everybody, and because she was so sociable, when people come round, she put on a little show and sing and dance and everything. So
we were forever making her up.
She was really, really good. She was really, really good, wasn't she? She was no trouble.
As a little one, she was lovely.
Yeah.
The most memorable thing for me about my mum growing up was the fact that she was never one to kind of put down on things. She was always the one to kind of put a smile on, and she was always one of the most happiest sort of people that I always knew. All my friends always remember her just smiling or just making jokes and making fun of things. I think that's, for me, is one of the most memorable things about my mum.
Our mum would look at her and think, Jesus, if that child makes it to the age of 1, it would be a bloody miracle. She actually used, because Helen used to forget to feed Lauren in the night, and because she was so exhausted, bearing in mind she was only 17, she was exhausted, and Lauren would wake up and she'd put the dummy in, and Lauren would go back to sleep. She was a very, very good baby, and then she'd wake up the next morning and think, oh my God, she slept all night and I haven't fed her, and she was still quite small. So her mum came up with an idea that you buy a packet of coloured stickers, and every time you feed this child you put a sticker on her, so you know by the end of the night how many stickers and how many times you fed her. And she was totally serious. Although it was funny for us, she was totally serious about it, because she was so scared that her first or second grandchild was going to die from not being fed.
We were happy, but we
happy.
were scared, because we knew she'd had surgery, and we knew that she shouldn't really have had any more children just because of possible complications. But
yeah. I think we was more concerned when she had Evie, because it was so close, and she had just had that operation, hadn't she, again? She was poorly again.
And they'd actually told her after that one not to have any more.
Gavin took her to the doctors. She'd woken up, she'd had a week of feeling a bit woozy and a bit like she was drunk, and it was during the beginning of the summer holidays, and that they'd agreed to look after Livy, because when I was working they'd look after Livy. And I went one morning, and as I pulled up in the car, Gavin's mum was there, and Helen was just coming out the front door, but she was holding on to the door and sort of a bit wobbly and things. And I said, "You alright?" And she said, "Yeah," she said, "I'm not feeling great. She hasn't felt well all week, and I feel a bit dizzy all the time, like she's got vertigo." And didn't even give it a second thought, because just didn't. I just thought, because she had so many things go wrong, but nothing major, nothing that seemed to be life-threatening for her. And she went off, and I said, "Look, do you want me to take Olivia to Craig's mum's?" And she was like, "No, don't. I'm only popping to the doctors. It'll be fine." I
was woken up and got a phone call, and I said, "Oh, it's my mum." And I answered it, and she was very, very tearful. And she said, "Can you come home?" And I said, "Why? What's happened? What's wrong?" And she said, "They think it could be cancer." And I said, "Alright, okay, do you want me to come home?" She said, "Yeah, I want you to come home." On the 9th of December, I was planning on going home anyway. And basically she said, "Oh, I've got a hospital appointment. I've got a hospital appointment on that day. So if you get to London, then we can just all drive home together." And I said, "Okay." We went onto the oncology ward, the cancer ward. The nurses came and sat down and said, Yeah, she has got cancer.
I don't know, I'm more upset, I think. Wasn't shocked, I wasn't surprised, wasn't shocked.
I was there when it was, and unfortunately little medical knowledge is dangerous, and I'd kind of already prepped myself to thinking that it was the worst, and it was.
But
even at that point they were offering chemo and treatment, so it wasn't presented
it wasn't
to
like
us
they turned around and said
that's
that's nothing we can do for you.
They did put her forward for treatment.
Yeah, everyone was still quite optimistic, weren't they?
Not much to say, unfortunately. I had to go. I was booked to go to America with Jude, so I saw her on the Tuesday before she died. She was still conscious then, she knew I was there. She told me not to forget to buy her bag. And
and when they took her to the intensive care unit, and when she was in the intensive care unit, I went on the Saturday, the same day as Jason and Leanne went. And when Gavin said to me and Jason, right, you can only go in at 2 at a time. So me and Gav went in first of all, Jason and Leanne stayed outside. But I went up to her and I went, "You alright, babe," like that, and she looked at me and she just started crying. And she kept crying, and I said, "What's the matter?" And she said to me,
the trouble is, as a family, we're fixers, and we couldn't fix this.
And she said, "Take me home. Please take me home." She just kept crying, and I said, "If you can get up out of this bed and walk, you can come with me."
And Jason said the same, didn't he?
And she started moving her legs, and I went, "Oh no, that's not good enough." And I put my arm around her because she was leaning on the pillow, and she was breathing like really, really fast. And I said to her, "Slow down, take a deep breath." She went, like that, and she was doing it again, going like breathing really fast. And they took the thing off away from her so she could talk, because all her little mouth was sore and everything. And she just kept saying, "Take me home." And I said, "I can't." And then Jason spoke to her, and she said to Jason, "Oh, my hair's falling out." And he said, "That's alright, have you seen the state of mine?" And he went, "Look at it," and he leant right into her face and held her face. And he said, she went, "Jace, can you fix it?" And he went, "I'm trying, babe." And she went, "You're not trying hard enough."
Me and my granddad and my stepdad were sat in this room. All three of us were sat on one side, and the doctor and the nurse was sat on the other. And they basically sat us down. They said, her body is absolutely fine, but it's basically her brain that's letting her down. And I said, "Right, okay, well, what's that mean?" They said, "Well, the nicest thing to do would be to turn her life support machine off." And that, I'd only heard in stuff on TV like Holby or Casualty. I'd only heard that on there. And I thought, this can't be happening to me. This is a dream. Come on, you're going to wake up now. Your mum's going to be fine. You're going to tell her this stupid dream and she's going to laugh. But no. The life support machine got turned off, and we just said our goodbyes. Couldn't have been more than a couple of hours, like 2 or 3 hours later, and I heard my stepdad on the phone. He said, "So she's gone." Okay, thank you for letting me know. And my little brother and sister were already up, and I was on a pull-out bed, and I just got them and cuddled them because I didn't know what to do.
And I think because we've always had such a close family unit, haven't we? It's like one of us is missing. It's like one of your arms has been chopped off, or when everybody's together, you notice it more, don't you? I think, than on a daily basis.